Brian, how you doing?
Top of the world, man. Top of the
Ah,
world. Thanks for
good,
asking.
good. So, we're going to come on here. We're going to go over some of the details for the Fish You Were Here 2024 trip up at Joe's Salmon Lodge. We've already got some people have phoned up Doug at Joe's Salmon Lodge and put in a deposit, which is fantastic. Hopefully, more people will and hold those spots, and we'll just keep building and building. Okay, we'll go over the details for the people that haven't quite paid attention as much or are just starting to look now. These trips, 4 and 5 day trips, are usually $4,700 plus tax. Wherein Dougie has given us this trip for $3,500 plus tax. Plus, he's going to donate back the $500 to your charity or your donation to your, a fundraiser to your club or to the clubhouse or to whatever it is. So, pretty good deal if we get on board and go ahead and do that. Let's see. So, what we do is the first thing you have to do is call Doug, and his number here is 888 452 8822. And I'll put that
Maybe,
on. We'll write that down on the
maybe,
things.
yeah. Write it down, or give it one more time so people can grab a pen or a piece of paper if they need to.
Yeah. Usually you tell people to do that, don't they? Good radio hosts, they always say, "Okay, get a pencil, and we'll give you the number," and then they give you time to do it. But I don't do that. So
They don't do radio anymore, do they?
no, I just remember that back in the day. So the first thing you do is you phone Doug at that number, 888 452 8822, and talk to him. He'll take your deposit, put you on the trip, whatever trip it is, 1, 2, or 3. I think most people are trying to get on the second trip because it's a 5 dayer. But if you don't have 5 days to spare and you only want to go for 4, check out trip 1 and 3. So at least you'll get up there and still enjoy it. So after you've got your deposit, first thing we're going to do is when we go to the airport, we're going to meet there. A day or two before we're going to the airport, you need to get your fishing license, and it's called a tidal waters sport fishing license with a salmon stamp. And the salmon stamp allows you to take that salmon home, transport it. It's a government thing. I think it's an extra $5 or $10, whatever you put it on your license, but you need to get that salmon stamp on your tidal fishing license. You got yours, Brian?
I will be having mine. I don't. I just finished a little bit of, which was about 8 days of working with the tournament there in Vancouver, the 7-a-side tournament. But I'm back home and I'm ready to rock and roll as far as getting licenses and stamps
Perfect.
and my boat license. I already have, of course.
Perfect. Yeah, well, that's the other part too. After we get our title license, if you have time before we go, it's best if you can go online. You can go to Joe's Salmon Lodge, or you can go online and look for the fishing license, but you can also get your boating license, your boater's operating license. And it's a lifetime, it doesn't expire, it'll last you a lifetime. It's free, and you go on and you take a quick little test online that they actually go over the scenarios, give you the answer, and then at the end of it they ask you all the questions, and you take the test with a sort of a you pick, how you pick, what is it called, a
Multiple choices.
multiple choices. That's right, they give you multiple choices and you'll recognize the answer right away, so it's easy to get it. So if you have time, is to go online and get that boat operator's license, so that one less thing you have to worry about when you get up there, and you can just jump in a boat and go. If you don't have time to do it, or if you just don't have it, there'll be people up there that have a boating license, and we'll just make sure that it all works out. So it's not a deal breaker, but if you can get it, it's a good deal.
Yeah, and I have to jump in here and say that when I did mine, I did it with my family. So my whole family was gathered around while we did it. It was an easy thing to do, and they have their boat licenses for the rest of their lives as well. So
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
I did it with my
Have-
left eye shut.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Was
So-
it because of a black eye or something you got during the game?
Well, I did have one of those, but no, I figured if I used my right eye, I'd get all the right answers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So,
Completely feasible.
yeah, made sense to me. So then we're going to go and we're going to show up at the South Terminal at Vancouver's airport. It's the one out in Richmond, down by the river. It's just a runway away from the main terminal. So we go to the South Terminal, and there's a place to park there, or if you're getting dropped off by someone, that's easy too. But if you're driving down with a bunch of guys, there's a place to park your car, your truck for the entire trip, and it'll be there when you get back, hopefully. We check in for the flight at the South Terminal at 2 p.m. So 2 p.m. for a 4 o'clock flight. And the reason we're checking in early is just it's all weather dependent. The weather can change up there in 15, 20 minutes. So if we have everybody checked in and everybody's ready to go, the plane might be able to take off a little bit earlier and get up to Bella Bella. Or if there's a weather delay, at least we're all there, we're ready, the plane is loaded, and we're ready to go as soon as the weather breaks. So we get there at 2 for a 4 o'clock flight. Everybody will be on the same plane flying up to Bella Bella. You're not afraid of flying, Brian?
No, I'm not, but I noticed you didn't mention anything about stewardesses. Was there stewardesses?
There was
involved?
one on the last flight, and it was their very first flight up there, so she was completely at our mercy, which is a good thing. Yeah, no, they have a stewardess on there and two pilots. It's a plane that'll take 40, I think it takes 46 people. But most of the lodge usually takes a maximum of 40 people per trip. You got 20-something boats, 2 in a boat. Sometimes there's 3 in a boat, so there's extra boats left over. So it's good. So yeah, we're all going to fly up on the same plane and get to the lodge all at the same time. You can bring 25 pounds of luggage total, not a carry-on and then 25 pounds, but just 25 pounds. And try and make sure you got a little bit of rain gear in there. Bring your toothbrush, maybe a change of underwear. Some guys don't need that, but I do. And 25 pounds. Bring your medicines and everything you need, like sunblock and rain gear. Be ready for everything. They don't have a so-called store at the lodge, but they do have little things that you can pick up if you need them, like dental floss. Brian, you dental floss a lot. They'll have it there.
I definitely dental floss, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
So they'll have some things there, but bring everything you really need that you have to have. So make sure that's all within the 25 pounds of luggage. The flight is an hour and 20 minutes from South Terminal, Vancouver, to Bella Bella. And after we get to Bella Bella, we will go down to the dock in Bella Bella and get on a sea taxi that will take us out to the lodge. And that's also an hour trip, but amazing scenery. It seems like it was only 15, 20 minutes because it's amazing what you see out there. So the total trip to get to the lodge is about 2.5 hours, but it'll go fairly quick because it's fantastic scenery. We're out in the middle of nowhere, and most people never get a chance to experience this kind of thing.
Looking forward to that trip. The boat over to the lodge should be a feast of visual stuff, from animals to whales, possibly to the eagles, all the rest of that stuff we look forward to seeing down the coast.
Yeah, when I was working in that industry, a lot of the people that came up and said, the flight, even from Vancouver to Bella Bella, but from Bella Bella into the lodge, that was almost like one of the highlights of the trip because of just the scenery that you see, because the plane goes in low. but we're going to be taking a sea taxi instead of an airplane, so we're going to be right on the water the whole way. It'll still take all, if we have 40 people, it'll take us all, and our luggage, everything will get right to Joe's Salmon Lodge. Once we get there, all of the crew up at Joe's Salmon Lodge will be on the dock when we pull in. They're going to handle all of our luggage, take it off the sea taxi, and take it right up to our rooms. While they're doing that, we're going to go up into the lounge, up into the bar. We're going to get something to eat. They're going to have a meal there ready to go, waiting for us. Have a few drinks. Start to unwind and relax. We're there. As soon as you hit the dock, you realize how relaxing and, it's therapeutic almost just to be there. And then you realize you got 4 or 5 days that's what you're going to be doing. It's fantastic. So when we go up to the lodge, go ahead, Brian.
I was just going to say, I think most of us would be wanting to dangle a line as soon as we can too.
Yeah.
If it's going to be possible that day.
As soon as we get there and we get something to eat, something to drink, and as we're up in the lodge, they're going to come up there and tell us what rooms they put your bags in. So they have it already pre-assigned by the time we're flying up there. So they know as soon as we get there and they see the bag tag that we got at the South Terminal, they know what room it's going to. It'll go there. When we're up in the lounge, they'll come up and tell us. So Brian, if you and I are sharing a room and we're in room number 8, they're going to come up there and say, okay, the McDonald Newman pair are in room 8, and you'll also have boat 8 will be your boat for the week to fish in. So they've got it all sorted out. Then once you know your room and your boat number, the Fishmaster will come in to the lounge, and that's his actual title, Fishmaster, because he will be out on the water the entire time that we're out there. He knows everything and where everything is, and he'll be on the water, but he will give us a seminar, first of all, of weather conditions, water conditions, things to know about the boat, the radio, safety first. Then he'll tell us all about the fishing techniques and what to do and what we're using, how deep, all that. Then he'll take us out, and if you want to go fishing right after that, we're fishing that same day. Probably only for a couple hours that afternoon after you have something to eat. Depends on daylight. And then we'll go out and fumble around the first couple hours, because that's what everybody does, trying to figure out just what they're doing and practice a little bit. But then when we come back for the next morning, you can go out at sunup or you can sleep in and do whatever. As I think Fonger's going to be there, so he'll probably be in charge of poker. So I would imagine there'll be some later mornings happening. But yeah, there's no time limit. So once you have your boat number, you can come and go in your boat whenever you want. It's amazing.
And the Fishmaster is going to take the time to educate us on gear and how to cut herring and stuff like that, I would imagine.
Everything. After we have a little talk, weather printing or whatever, he'll actually take us down on the dock, show you how to cut bait, how to put the hooks in, how long the leaders are, what speed you should go, how deep you should go, what size weight we use. We don't use downriggers there. They just use the round lead weights. And so they'll tell you at what time of the year and what time of the day and what's working, because they'll be trying everything, so they'll know, and they'll tell you on the radio which weight to use, how deep to go, how fast to go, where to go. There's a bunch of different fishing grounds up there, and some are like 2 minutes from the lodge, some are 15 or 20 minutes from the lodge, but it's just an amazing playground up there that we're going to go and hang out in.
And hopefully when we get back to the dock, having done some fishing, there'll be somebody there strong enough to pull those 50 and 60 pounders out of the boat for us, eh?
Yeah, they'll probably need 2 people for your boat because, that many fish. But yeah, once any time of the day when you come back to the lodge, even if you just come back to use the bathroom or you come back to, get more coffee or whatever it is you want, as soon as you pull into the dock, the crew that are there, they jump into your boat. They'll take your fish out for you so you don't actually drop one off the dock and in. They'll take care of it. They'll clean it. they'll portion it in whatever way you want, whether it's steaks or fillets, or sometimes like I take a coho salmon, I'll just take the head off and just have it as a an 8 or 10 pound coho just for the barbecue, which is perfect size. But they'll take that all for you. You can go back in, get your coffee, whatever. By the time you come back out, your boat's clean. They've checked your fishing rods to make sure your leaders are good, your reels are good. They make sure you got enough bait. They've re-gassed your boat if you need it. Usually you don't, because we're not going that far on the boat. I think the last time I went up there, they didn't even have to refill my boat because I just fished so close to the lodge. I just kept going out every day, and it was easy. So they come in and they take care of your boat, and like I say, you can come back and forth and come into the dock anytime you want, or go out fishing whenever you want. So it's very relaxing, very non-formal. Do as you want when you get up there. Some people like to go and fish in the morning, come back, just sit in the dock, have another coffee, and just bullshit a little bit. It's that way. It's that easy.
You might want to try barbecuing your coho with the head on sometime. There's a lot of nice stuff in that head for eating.
Yeah, no, I don't. I like. There's a joke there. I like head, but not on my salmon. So anyways, all the people in the lobby here are looking at me like, what the anyhow. So we're gonna try and organize a little bit of a kind of a derby thing going on there for the biggest fish and the most fish, and we'll have to come up with something for Blackie for no fish. But well, actually, no. You know what? I think Blackie will catch fish on this trip.
Well, I certainly hope so. Having fished with Blackie before, I only wish him the best on the water, because he fishes hard.
He tries as hard. He tries as hard as he can. Yeah. But probably just a little unlucky up there. And like I saw a video the other day, it said, if you don't catch a fish, it's not your fault. It's the fish's fault.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah, mm-hmm. So that's what Blackie can use for his excuses out of there. So yeah, we're gonna go through. The Fishmaster is gonna always be out in the water. There'll be a day that he'll take us out to the halibut grounds, and the only reason he goes out is it's a little further out, so he'll take everybody. So if 8 boats want to go out to the halibut grounds, the Fishmaster will be in a little bigger boat. He's got extra halibut rods and more bait and weights and everything, just in case we snag the bottom or you just need something else. He'll have it all there, and so we can do that with some bottom fishing in closer to the lodge. It's you got your choice to do a lot of things up there. It's fantastic.
It's probably different this year, maybe not March, but what was a successful type of a rig up that you would use for fishing up there that you caught fish on?
Well, we just basically we used not many people use the flasher. It just depends on what's happening at the time. If the coho are in, they'll throw a flasher on, and you'll troll a little faster and closer to the surface, because those things are pretty aggressive. They'll come up and hit. But if the big Chinook are in there, like they usually are at that time of year, you want to get down a little deeper. You can use a flasher, but you don't need to. They're looking for that bait. And so basically it was just about a 8-foot, 10-foot leader with cut herring and a weight that they'll tell you what size of weight to use with the speed combination will get you down deep enough to get the big Chinook. And then if we want to go and do some bottom fishing for some lingcod or anything else like that, you can just go and find a nice calm spot and just get your line and drop it right to the bottom and just jig. And last year when I was up there, the water, if you see in the video, the water was so smooth and calm, and it even if there was a storm that blows up, there's so many little bays and little places that you can go into that you'll always be on the water. You're not going to miss any fishing time because of weather, which happens a lot at some other lodges. So let's go over the limits. The limits, important part, because everybody asks about that, and usually every year they change a little bit. But what the they've usually been in the last couple of years that don't change is the salmon count. You're allowed 8 total salmon, like a maximum of 4 per day, a total of 8 for your entire trip. 4 of those salmon can be big Chinooks, and 4 of them can be coho, or they could be all coho. But on the Chinooks, they keep those just to 4 total. But if you limit out with 4, even if you had 3 Chinook and 4 or 5 coho, that's a lot of fish, a lot of meat. So you're going to be taking back a lot of fish, and the salmon is not the only thing we're going for. We're going for lingcod. You're allowed 2 per day and a total of 4, and some of those lingcod can get pretty big. So you can come back with, easily 20 pounds of lingcod, which is a fantastic filleted white meat that you're going to put in the barbecue. It's fantastic. There's rockfish. There's other little fish that are just smaller ones that you just fillet, and it's like two helpings on one fish. So you're allowed 5 of those per day and a total of 10. So if you just get close to your limit on salmon, lingcod, and rockfish, you got a ton of fish coming back, which will all be in your box, labeled, organized by them, cleaned, vacuum packed, and flash frozen, and then in a box for you to carry. Then we're going to go out and try and get some halibut, and that's what usually changes from year to year. But lately they've been allowing you to take 2 halibut, and they've put the limits on size. So they don't want you to take them over, I think it's 73 or 78 centimeters, because the bigger ones are the breeding stock. They want to leave those in there. And there's a minimum size that once you get it up to the boat, you'll know anyways, you'll throw them back because you want to get something a little bit bigger. But we're usually going to keep the 40 to 60 pound halibut. And is that like 80% of it is boneless fillet. So you come back with that, plus your other catch, you could be coming back with a lot of fish. And with the price of fish these days, if you like the Fonger does, he'll be calculating out all this going on, and he'll find out that our $3,500 trip, less the amount of fish that we caught, it's going to be even a better deal, because it's not like you're just on a cruise somewhere for $3,500 and floating around. You're coming back with probably $1,000, $1,500 worth of fish. So
That's
fantastic.
Exciting. I love that idea. That's going to be great.
It will be good. It'll, like I say, last year when I was up there, I hadn't been up fishing for quite some time because some health reasons and stuff. But I got a chance to get up there last year and just forgot how much I love it up there. So I'll be making sure I'm going back year after year as long as I can, because I know how good it is. Let's see what else we have to talk. Oh, the Joe's Lodge, they're still under the law of the BC liquor license. So we have to be respectful of, the drinking at the lodge, and you're not supposed to bring your own bottle. But if you have something special with some cigars you're going to bring, just pack them in your bag and be discreet. Everything's good.
Lovely. And I'm glad you mentioned cigars. I might bring a couple up myself. I do like a cigar when I'm fishing.
Yeah, cigar and a little scotch maybe out there, or even when you're back on the dock. If it's not raining when we're having dinner, it's great because they've got places to sit outside out on the dock. And yeah, it's pretty complete. It's got everything we're going to need to have a great time. Then on the last day, we're going to still get a chance to fish in the morning. So if you're targeting your limits and you think you need, maybe you need a couple more coho, or you want to go for that last big Chinook, you can go out in the morning, go after that, get back to the dock. We'll leave Joe's Salmon Lodge back to Bella Bella, and we should be back in Vancouver, again, weather permitting, by 8 p.m. on the return day, depending on whatever trip it is you're taking. It's either going to be on a Thursday or a Sunday. Those are the travel days. So it doesn't matter what day it is, we're going to be back in Vancouver by 8 p.m. So if someone's picking you up, you tell them there, or that's when we'll get back and you can get your car out of parking, and then you just take your. They'll unload the fish. They'll unload the fish, and they will. Hold on, getting nagged here for a minute. How do you turn that off like that?
It's probably your stockbroker, man.
Yeah, I'm probably rich. You can tell me that later. But
Hey,
yeah,
I was just going to say that if we're going to arrive back at the dock, it sounds like we probably won't be leaving till late in the afternoon from the lodge, which gives us that whole day for fishing as well. So,
well, it's not quite a whole day because they want you to get back. You have to, pack your bags, get everybody organized. They have to pack everything up, get on the boat. So it'll be a good portion of the morning though. Like if you really wanted to, you could get up at 5 when the sun's up, and you'd probably be fishing till 12 or 1 anyways. So that's a good long time out there, and so yeah, we'll be fishing the same day we're coming home, and it'll be a great way to finish the trip. For anybody that's coming from out of town, let's say Dougie's got his guys coming in from wherever, and if they need to stay in town or anything, there's hotels right around the south terminal, and they all have freezers that you can put your fish in until you maybe have to get a connecting flight the next day. But if you're traveling straight through, that fish that they have frozen and kept in their freezer is solid. It's going to last you a couple days on a travel anyways. But like I say, if you're staying over at a hotel, they have those hotels around there all have freezers, and they expect the fishing crowd to be there, so they know you're going to be bringing a box of fish, and they'll put it in there for you overnight until you leave the next day.
That's awesome. Good service.
Yeah, it's fantastic service. So that's about the most of it. If you can come up with any other questions, maybe we'll do another fish talk next couple days or something next week, and maybe we'll come up with some more answers and encourage a few more people. If I ask anybody that wants to, if they go on their Facebook account and they want to invite anybody that might be interested into that Fish You Were Here 2024 group that's on Facebook, ask them to join in there, and all the details and information will be in there too. Or they can just email us, which I'll also have on this little video thing for you and me. They can email or call anytime, just ask any questions, and just talk fishing. It's fun.
You bet. It's a nice site. You did a lot of work there, Marcia, and I appreciate it from my end, and I'm sure everybody that's on there will appreciate what they're reading and seeing there.
Yeah, well, hopefully, like I say, we'll keep everybody up to date with what's going on, and hopefully anybody out there that wants to invite a friend or knows other people that might want to come, another company, a company trip, they got 4 or 5 guys, or a sales team they want to send, take advantage of this price, because you're not going to get that anywhere else. It's pretty darn good, whether it's 5 or 4 days. Even if you couldn't make the 5-day trip, the 4-day trips, it's still a great price.
Agreed. Yeah, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting time. Looking forward to seeing some of the old boys up there.
Yeah.
And getting together. And I like the idea of that poker game. Although with I don't have the fungers, unreachable amount of money. So we'll probably go for maybe a $10 entry fee each time.
He's a sneaky little devil, so you better watch him.
I will.
Just when you think he's going to fold, all of a sudden, there's the flush. You got to watch out for the flunger.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, I'll give you a call later next week sometime, and we'll talk some more fishing, and we'll hopefully answer some more. Maybe we'll talk more about what's going on the water and what it's like out there, and I can talk about it all day.
Love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time, everybody, and I hope you're all with us. I think Marcia and I are targeting the 5-day trip, but I hope that the old boys get together and we'll have a great time.
Well, we might even do one of the 4-day trips too. You never know.
Yeah,
we might just miss the taxi heading out on the flight, and they might have to just keep us there another 4 days or something. So we'll see.
That'd be okay.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Maybe we get a job there.
Now you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if you work for free just for fishing.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I would do that all the time. All right, my friend, I will give you a call another time, and we'll do another fish talk pretty soon.
You bet. And again, if you people have any questions, I'm sure Marsh or myself, either through Facebook or email or phone number, whatever, give us a call. We'll certainly enlighten you.
Yeah, and if you have the link to the video, send it to anybody you might want them to see the first video we put out with catching all the fish and everything that's going on up there. It's a pretty good convincer to go out and join us.
It's a lure.
Yeah, it's a lure.
Talking fishy.
Fishy talk. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Brian.
Bye.
Take care.
See you again.